All right, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 11 of the Player Issue Podcast, Cave Sessions. I am your host, Aaron Warwick, and with me, as always, is the Spud. You thought we'd forgotten about the Spud, hadn't you?
I did think for a minute then.
Joe actually reminded me about the Spud, and
I keep putting a potato next to my name now.
So on the podcast, actually, on the Facebook page, you actually wrote your name as Spud, M with a Spud.
And a potato.
Yeah, that reminded me. I'd actually forgotten, so
shame.
It's your own fault.
Someone's walking around with Spud written on their hat, so it's not going to be forgetting.
Not wrong, yeah.
Not going to be forgetting.
Not going to be forgetting at all anytime soon. So, welcome back. It has been almost a month to the day that we've actually recorded. So, obviously, the Christmas episode we did live on the 18th of December out on our driveway, and that was the last thing that we'd actually done. So, we're back. This is our first episode of 2023. It is the 17th of January. So we've been a little bit slack.
Life's been a bit hectic.
A little bit hectic. Why haven't we recorded this week? I put out a post saying we would be recording last week, and
it's not. Well, it's my fault, but it's my fault, but it's not my fault. I've just had really bad eye strain. I've been having really bad headaches, so.
I think the best part of this is on New Year's Day, I think it was, or the day before New Year's, you're like, let's just record on New Year's Day. Why not? And I'm like, why? It's New Year's Day. Let's just relax.
New Year's Day, New Year's Eve. I was like, let's put up videos of us like having a good time, and it was shit.
Yeah, well, I was like, why would you want to do that? We're just going to be drunken mums and having a good time. And you're like, nah, let's just get on with it. We're going to get shows out there, and we're going to put out content and do some videos. And here we are, nearly 3 weeks later.
Yeah, well,
the
when you said we were going to record, I was getting there was 1 week when I had really bad headaches, and most of the time you were like, you were sitting in here, you're like, I'm ready, and I'm in bed, gone, fast asleep.
I completely set up everything ready to go. It's probably the fastest I've ever set everything up, though. I was like, hell yeah, Em's going to be so happy because everything's ready to go and everything looks great. She's going to walk in and get on with the show. And I sent Em a message, and I'm like, where you at? I'm ready.
No reply.
No reply at all. So it's like, okay, well, let's go find Em, see what's going on, see if she's busy on the toilet or something, and doing a spud. And I go off to find her, dead asleep, catching flies on our bed.
I was in bed, lights off, and I had a thing across my eyes because my headache was that bad.
True. So Milo was dead asleep.
And
and you just took the thing off and like, what?
What? No, but I have had really bad headaches, and it's not been very fun.
So yes, so we didn't get to do the show until now because Em's had a few headaches, and no, it's not fun. But here we are, episode 11. Can't believe we've done 11 already, and we've done 40 episodes of the audio show in 3 years, 4 years, nearly 3.5. So up to 11 already. Em, what have we been up to in the last 3.5 weeks? Obviously, Christmas has happened, New Year's has happened, so there's been a bit going on.
Yeah, we finished the turtle pond, working heaps.
Ooh.
Can't say we've done much more than that, really. Just been working a lot.
Yeah.
Just getting back into it all.
No, fair enough. I haven't done much.
It's just, like this things got on top of us. Like your dad's not been very well as well, so we've been back and forward with that, and I've not been very well. Yeah.
And we're now just getting ourselves ready for our trip to America. So that's taken up a bit of our time as well, and certainly our money, which we want to shout out to my mother, by the way, for sending us some money for our holiday. So thank you, Mum. We love you and appreciate you, and we hope you have a much better year than last year, or the last few years. But yeah, anyway, wish you all the best, as we wish all of your mums the best as well. Isn't that right, Em?
Everyone's mums.
And dads as well. We want to shout out to the dads. All right, so not a lot's been happening for the last few weeks since you've seen us. We have done a few things in between there, mostly for the show. One new thing, as you can see on my head, is our new hat. Beautiful. The Player Issue Podcast trucker hat. I love it. I think it's cool as hell. This is actually made by somebody local in Perth, in Spearwood. She does a great job. She made our hoodie, or my hoodie. Did you get a hoodie?
No.
No. So she
No, it's
made
your hoodie.
my hoodie and shirt. She made a shirt as well, and potentially a shirt for you too. But she made stuff for us to go to Marvel Stadium and watch Freo versus St Kilda. So we wore that, and she made those for us, and I think she's done a great job on the hat. I think they look great. There's actually two different designs. I have them right here.
In your
Trusty
Coles,
green
in
bag.
your Woolies bag.
Actually, she gave that to us as well. So Smiley and Co. As I think I might have mentioned. I'll put up a thing so you can see her Facebook page.
There's not that one.
Let me just dig. All right, so you got the two different designs. You got the one I'm wearing on my head now, and then you've got the Cave Sessions one. So if you would like one of these, the hats are a little bit more expensive than the last ones. They are $30, but that is delivered as well. I think that's pretty good. I mean, shipping costs $9.20 or something, so you're essentially getting the hat for $20, which is a bargain. And really, it's only a couple of dollars more than we pay for it. So it's really not any money for us in it, but we just want to spread the word, obviously, get it out there, and we want to give something back to you guys to wear and show it around. I think they're kind of cool. So shout out to Smiley and Co for doing those for us, and look her up on Facebook. As I said, we'll have a Squizziato Facebook page down below, so you can go in and support our local businesses. We can also sign the hats if you like, but I wouldn't suggest it.
Because we're terrible.
And the hats look great, so you don't want to ruin them. And we still have a couple of the old ones left as well. If you would like one of the old ones, they are still $20 each. We also have T-shirts that we waited forever for, and they finally did arrive. And M is actually sporting the T-shirt right now. M, it doesn't come with the pink, so if you want to just get that out. There is the shirt. We have many different sizes available, medium up through 3XL.
There is only one medium as far as I can remember, and I have worn it a few times. So if you want the medium, it's probably worn a couple of times by me. I kind of put it on, took that photo for you, and then went and mowed the lawn. And then realised I was still wearing it. So it's been washed.
So the medium should be more expensive because it's an MZ lawnmower worn T-shirt.
More of lawn T-shirt.
More of lawn shirt. Which was also the promo shirt as well. So Em has worn that shirt, but if you do want the medium, she will sell it to you.
I promise I'll put some perfume on it. I won't smell or anything. Smells nice, actually.
Smells pretty. So yeah, like I said, we do have a few different sizes: medium, large, extra large. 2XL and 3XL are available. Apparently XL has sold out. However, Blake Cook, I'm looking at you, has yet to pay for his shirt. And Nick is getting to that as well. But as far as that is done, we will have no extra large left. But if you do want a shirt, let us know as soon as possible, and we can certainly get more made up. Probably
it just
not.
Might take a while.
I don't think we'll go through the same people again because that was awful. But we'll go back to Smiley and Co. She will look after us again and get some shirts done much quicker. These hats were done within 2 days, so there will be no limit on the hats. And we only have 10 available right now, but if we sell more, then they'll be easy to get. So let's get on with it, eh? Let's not talk about self promotion for the whole show.
We've just buy our shit. Buy our shit.
We're going to America. Remember that. Please fund us. We're spending too much money on the podcast and not enough money for America holiday.
Buy our shit.
And while we're at it, one more real quick plug. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on the show. And ask your questions in the comments as well. We'd like to see some questions come through from not just the same people all the time, but people who do watch the show and would like to leave a comment and have your questions answered on the show. It can be about anything. As you would have seen in the post today, it can literally be about anything. And as I said, no limits, but there are some limits.
And saying that, it was all still football related or something related anyway. It's nothing else. Does anyone care about me?
Hey, they don't need to because remember, we have a little segment, which is a great segue, actually. I'm going to bring it up early because you've just segued straight into it. Em, this is a little segment I like to call Quick Hands.
I hate you.
All right, Em. Here's a few questions for you. Now, remember the premise of this?
Get on with it.
It's a question you answer nice and quickly. We move on.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Question number 1. What is your morning routine?
Cup of tea. Get up, cup of tea. Toast. Feed the dog, dental stick. Contemplate the day. Why would you ask me a question like that? How is that supposed to be quick? What is your morning routine? Well, I get up and I'll have a shit. And
Oh,
then I'm just saying, like, what did you expect?
you need to know that.
Oh, for Christ's sake. I get up, I give the dog a dental stick, I have a cup of tea and a piece of toast, and I TikTok.
Oh, there we go. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, or mostly gentlemen, women do shit. Okay, let's move on. Next question. Quick hands. Super quick.
It's your dumb question.
What did you want to be when you were a kid?
A vet. You've asked me this before.
No, I asked you what you wanted to do as a dream job, and you said a vet.
I wanted to be a vet.
You want to. So your whole upbringing, you didn't want to be a Disney princess. Hang on, this is supposed to be quick hands. We'll come back to it.
No, I wanted to be a vet.
All right. If you're an animal, what would you be?
Dolphin.
What's your biggest passion?
My job.
Not your husband, your dog.
How's that a passion?
Wow.
That's my biggest love.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
Question marks if you don't answer a question. If you don't answer a message and someone sends you a question mark.
What star sign are you?
Virgo.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Fly?
What was the last thing you searched for on Google?
Oh, probably something to do with the koi fish.
What is your biggest fear?
Balloons.
And what would you change about yourself if you could?
My face.
What's wrong with your face?
Just my acne, my scars.
Nothing wrong with it. You're beautiful as you are, Em, and everyone else will agree.
They have to. Otherwise, it's won't be bad.
Okay, now we can go back. I'll leave the vet alone. That's fine. You want to be a dolphin?
I loved dolphins when I was a kid. I'm not wearing them today, but one of the rings that Mum and Dad bought me that I've had since I was a kid is 2 dolphins. Yes, I'm not wearing my rings.
I am married today.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Yes, but one of the rings that I wear that Mum and Dad bought me when I was 13 is 2 dolphins, and I've also got a necklace Mum and Dad bought me for my 10th birthday, which is a dolphin. I was obsessed with dolphins when I was a kid.
Fair enough. Superpower would be that you'd fly. I reckon I'd probably be the same. Last thing you search for on Google. Now you said about our koi fish.
God, do I have to actually tell you what it is?
Yeah, actually, tell us exactly what you search for. But while you look up that, so why would she be doing that? Is we've put 5 koi in our
How do you
pond.
find out what you search for last?
Just if you press on the search button, does it not just come up with everything?
No.
What is that? Go to Google. Go to Google.
It comes up with that, but that's because that's what you sent me, and I just looked at it. I didn't search it. You sent me that.
That's not Google.
This is Safari.
Go to google.com.
I don't go on Google. I go on Safari all the time. Look, just carry on, okay? Because this is not quick hands. This show's going to go on forever.
Okay, so anyway, we put koi in with turtle, our turtle, by the way, and it's
There
our
you go.
first
Monday night basketball fixtures.
in Google.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Well, any competition, you just whatever showed up, that's cool. We'll just play there.
For our game. Fixtures for our game, our basketball game.
All right. So the last thing you searched up Google was our fixtures for basketball.
Yep.
All right. So we do have koi in the pond, and they are a little bit sick at the moment. So they have they're not the easiest things to look after. Some people say that they're really easy as long as you do some certain things, and it looks like we're those beginners who maybe didn't do those certain things to start with, and now our fish seem to have parasites. So they're constantly flashing. I've now learnt the term. And jumping out of the water, which, while it looks really cool and the flashing looks really cool, is a sign that they're not particularly happy because they're trying to itch themselves or scratch themselves.
Yeah.
So the parasites have got into their skin and their scales and they're bothering them. So we're trying to clear that at the moment without our koi fish dying because we've named them. We've actually named them after mostly football players. So our very first one we got was Lucky. And why was he named Lucky?
Because you had someone rear-ended you, so he survived a car crash. So he's lucky.
Yep, someone rear-ended me on the way home from picking up Lucky. And then we got another 4, and we named them Switter, after Sam Switkowski. Another one named Freddie, after Michael Frederick. Third one was Matt Rowell.
Because he's got a little bit of orange on top.
Because he's very white, but
ginger hair.
He's actually more ginger than he's white now.
He is,
So
yeah.
he's actually changed colour a little bit, but he's still Matt Rowell. We'll still name him Matt
Matt
Rowell. And the last one is Haaland. And most people aren't going to know what that is unless you watch soccer. So we are actually Manchester City fans. Sorry for anyone who's not. But
Don't come for us.
Haaland is Erling Haaland, who happens to be the biggest, whitest, most dominant man on the field wherever he plays. And that's exactly what Haaland was when we put him in the pond.
And now he's a pussy.
And now he is the biggest pussy in the pond. So Switter is actually the smallest one, and he's the most confident and
He is, yeah.
he's the most chill fish out there. But Haaland just hides away all the time, and he's an absolute pussy. But he is still the biggest and whitest one in the pond.
Anywho, getting off fish.
Anyway, getting off fish. We'll have to go back now because I don't even remember where I was up to. Feedback from last episode. There's not a huge amount of feedback except Brian Arbuckle.
You went from one thing to the other there.
What do you mean?
Quick hands, and you were like, where are we now? Didn't
Yeah.
go through all the questions.
That was it. That was all quick hands. I'm not going to dissect every single answer.
Right.
It's not quick hands, quick answer, quick review. Let's just move on.
Review. Move on then.
All right. Feedback from Brian Arbuckle. Great episode, but had to bail as it was late here on the east. Love the lighting. Have an awesome Chrissy and New Year's. To be fair, it has been very crispy this summer. Only the last 2 weeks, it's been bloody hot. So we have been crispy. I really wish that the people could see what I'm seeing right now, because you have a massive Emmett Brown going on.
What? Ah, that's my Doc Brown out, is it?
Doc Brown is out.
These things.
Great Scott.
0.21 gigawatts. Anyway, leave me alone.
Thank you, Brian. I think the major feedback we got from that episode was how good the lights looked, especially your camera. Your background looked amazing, and watching that transition go from daylight to nighttime was actually super cool. A lot of people
almost looked like I was sitting in front of a green screen.
Yeah,
and you dubbed that in. Yeah,
I was about to say that actually. A lot of people actually said, "Oh, you're sitting in front of a green screen," because that's the way it looked. But you can't change the lighting the day to night. So no, that was legit.
My Christmas lights.
Yeah, so it looked really, really cool. Thanks all for joining us on that. Who did? We did start about 20 minutes late because I sat down and had no idea how to go live on YouTube. And I'm not that stupid. Like, I know how to go live on YouTube, but the whole system we're trying to run here, we need another program to do it, and I had no idea how to use that program live on YouTube. So
and literally everything here we took outside and had to set that all up, and this didn't fit through the door, and it was just a drama.
It was an absolute nightmare.
Absolute drama.
It was fun. I had a good time doing it. I'd do it again. I just don't know if I do it exactly the same way. Maybe just do it portable or something. Just take some microphones out there and that's it, and just record
did say that. Anyway.
Yeah, thanks Brian for watching, and thank you everybody else for watching as well. We also then did a bit of a raffle. It was a raffle or lotto, basically a lotto.
Auction.
No, it was a lotto. Not on the show. After the show, post the show, just on our Facebook page. So if you're not on our Facebook page, make sure you like and just like the Facebook page and
Just like it.
just like it. What's
Just
wrong with you?
like it.
Come on.
Just like it.
What the hell?
Because
That's me looking at the camera going, what the hell, when I'm on you. Idiot. Thankfully, you're pretty much doing the same thing I was.
yeah.
Make sure you're on our Facebook and Instagram pages so you don't miss out on things like this. So, Joel Hamling, who plays for Fremantle, and
For the Fremantle.
and used to play for the Western Bulldogs, was very generous in giving us a pair of his boots and a jumper of his. And he basically just said to me, I don't know what you want to do with it. If you want to keep it, give it away, whatever. And I said, oh, well, how about we do a lotto and raise some money for charity? So he thought that was an amazing idea. I came around and got the boots and signed the boots so we could do it and give it away for a really good price. So it was. And I didn't ask him what he wanted to donate to or to anyone specifically, but we chose the Australian Cancer Research Fund. Many reasons. There's obviously a lot of people have issues with cancer and family members with cancer or cancer themselves, and it's not amazing. It's an awful thing to go through. And Joel's father actually passed from cancer last Christmas. So, yeah, we just wanted to do something for Joel. But we raised $910 for the Australian Cancer Research Fund, which was amazing. And if you are on our Facebook page, you would have heard the voicemail that they actually left me when they called a couple of days later to thank us for doing that. So, shout out to everybody who donated. It was pretty tremendous to watch when people couldn't pay for their tickets and the amount of people that chucked their hands up and said, we'll take their spots. We don't want to lose any money for the great cause. So well done to everybody, and thank you for joining us on that one. Joel would also like to do more of those in future because he thinks it was a great initiative, and we're all for it. So we'll be doing many different charities as we go along. Sound good? So I actually got a message from the Western Bulldogs, the Western Bulldogs collection on Instagram. And it was about this amazing Green Bay Packers man cave. And as you can see on the screen now, it's fantastic. And he actually said, oh, it's not quite to the cave standards, but it's good. Now, this is tremendous. This shit's all over the cave. This is probably the best man cave I've ever seen. It is awesome. So well done. And I then went and had a look at a bunch of other man caves just on YouTube, and I found them all over the place. The Americans go nuts. I know there are quite a lot of people out there with some great man caves for footy in Australia and other sports, but holy shit, like that thing was insane. So well done to those guys, and thank you for showing me that, the Western Bulldogs collection on Instagram. That was pretty tremendous to see. A lot of people also want to know how many jumpers I collected last year. So obviously the last year is now over. So I can tell you that what I still have anyway, because I would have cycled through some, is 145 jumpers that I collected and still have in the collection from last year.
Nice.
Oh, God. So you start off like a house on fire. We're pissing ourselves laughing for about 10 minutes before the show started. You started off pretty well today. That was unusual for you. You're usually quite quiet and move yourself into it. And now you've just hit a wall where you just started yawning and now you're about to fall asleep.
I'm so tired.
So now we're going to get you up and about again.
Right.
Another thing that a little bit of feedback or something I just had a bit of a conversation with today was Mr. Andy Monday. Andy Monday. Mr. TikTok himself, Andy MUNRO, was asking me about a specific jumper that he sent me, as you can see on the screen now, asking if it was a blood spare jumper. Now, a fair chance it actually is a blood spare jumper from 2001 to 2003. Why do I think that? The number, the plus 50s, It's usually a giveaway. People aren't going to put 50 plus on their jumper. If you're going to put a number on, it's usually the player that you like the most. And the club had a habit of sending their old player issue jumpers to over east or overseas. Overseas is actually something that a lot of clubs do. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. And I know it's something that's always been a thing, and other sports do it as well. So the Perth Glory football team, so the soccer team, actually put up a post the other day, which I'll put up on screen as well, where they sent all of last year's kit to Zambia. I don't know why. I always write that as well. Zambia. They sent their stuff to Zambia. And I'm not talking about retail stuff. So at the end of every year, they're always doing these huge sales, super cheap, to get rid of all their leftover retail stuff. But instead of sending that stuff, they send off the player issue stuff to all these third world countries. And these guys have absolutely no idea what they've been sent. As far as they're concerned, they've just been sent some shirts with some numbers on them. They wouldn't have a clue that they were actually worn by players. And of course, they're not going to treat them as such because they're going to play in them, sweating them, and probably ripping them in half, and you'll never see them again. So I just don't get it. And I even wrote on the post, I'll put that up as well, that I just don't understand why they have to send player issue jumpers to these places. I understand if they want to send a few because these places are huge fans of the club and they want to show their support and send a few jumpers over there so they can just have them and appreciate them like what we do. But they don't. They don't appreciate them for that reason. They're just going to wear them to death. So, and I have seen quite a lot of quality players, so Mundies and Pavs and many other clubs as well, some of their top players just being worn out in the field out in America and Russia and just a lot of different random places where they just send these jumpers off to willy-nilly and never to be seen again. Or if they are seen again, quite often they've been modified into Frankenstein jumpers. They've got patches all over them that they wouldn't have had before and never in their original condition. So when you do get them back, if you do have a chance to get them back, they're just not in the condition they were before, and it's somewhat disheartening to see. But anyway, that was it. That was me, myself, and Andy Munro, Mr. TikTok King's conversation today. He agreed with me. He actually had said the exact same thing that I did, and then I sent him that screenshot of my message to the Perth Glory saying, why? Why would you do that? So we're on the same page. And if you've seen in Andy's Instagram, he asked a question. And he said, what would you like to see from Andy Munro this year? You know, got a really inquisitive look on your face. I said a Player Issue podcast and Andy Munro TikTok collaboration.
Please don't do that.
He got excited. I got excited. Everybody got excited because who doesn't want to see a Player Issue podcast, Andy Munro? I don't know what's going on in English today. You're right.
You're right.
You're right, mate.
You're right.
Who doesn't want to see that, Em? We all want to see it, let's be honest.
I don't want to see it if you did what you just did then.
Thanks, Andy, for bringing me a topic, and I have just closed the page, which I need to see what is up next. Em,
hello.
Do you know what is up next?
Wow day.
Beautiful timing. It is indeed Mail Day.
Mail Day.
When?
I told you.
What?
Thank you for your help with the locker room sale. I would have not had the chance to pick up what I did if you didn't help me sort out my jumpers and guard them for me. I think this is your jumper. Merry Christmas, Matt. I'm pretty sure it's a retro you gave away.
Pride.
Women's Pride, yeah, the women's Pride you gave away, yeah. Yeah. You're still in a shit though. Thanks, Matt.
All right, we're back. Em, you seem to be wearing mail day. What happened?
Magic.
Magic. The power of magic has fast forwarded us 24 hours. And even though it does not look like it, it looks exactly like it did yesterday before mail day. But it is not.
It does not.
It is 24 hours later. So my camera died. This guy right here, he died on me last night. Failed this mission right as I said the words mail day. So it actually was kind of perfect. And by the time I got the camera working again,
Emma was asleep.
Emma was kipping on the couch. So we put it off 24 hours, which is the first time we've ever done that. It's never happened before. We've always filmed in full on the night. And I think we've very, very rarely edited anything in the show at all. So, I mean, I guess we're not really editing this. We're just putting the two together. But yeah, Em, you are wearing your mail day that we just saw from the video. Thank you to Matt. Why am I saying thank you? It's you. So,
No, you should be saying thank you because Matt saved your ass.
Matt, thank you for saving our marriage. Appreciate that. Yes, it is beautiful. Look at that jumper. That's gorgeous. So there's M's mail day, which, as you just watched the video, Matt Harvey has come to the party. He's an absolute legend. And a nice little note there for Emma as well. So, thanks for that, Matt. And
Thanks, Matt.
Em does love the jumper, of course, or she wouldn't be wearing it. The name of the lady who it was issued to, don't ask me. I can't pronounce her name. I'll put it up at the bottom so you can read it yourself, but nope, I'm not going to pretend to try and pronounce it. But yeah, really cool that that has made its way back into M's collection. So it will not make its way into mine at all. It will
Nope.
be M's for good. So
Get your grubby mitts off it.
I do have one of those pride jumpers, so I'm okay.
Yeah, but you didn't give yours away, did you?
No. Okay, what? No.
Hmm.
Yeah, I gave yours away.
Yeah.
Okay, M's mail day is over. I've got a few, which incredibly, M, these have been sitting here for a couple of weeks, some of these. So I'm impressed with myself.
I'm very impressed with yourself.
With yourself.
With yourself.
All right, what are we going to start with? The thing is, I've been sitting here for that long, is I can't even remember what's in
remember
half of them. So,
That's just a surprise for both of us then, isn't it?
we'll go this one.
1, 2,
Hold on. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hunt.
Yep, good catch.
Terrible throw.
It's kind of hard to watch both cameras and the thing and try to throw at the same time. I wasn't even looking where I was throwing it. M is opening mail day number 1. I should actually show the other stuff, but what?
Am I giving you like a sneak peek before anyone else
No,
so
that's
you
cool.
remember what it is?
No, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool, bro.
I'll just go with it because I'm probably not going to remember when they come from either. See you later, packaging. Women's, yes. Cool. I remember this now. This is a AFLW women's jumper of the Melbourne Demons. I quite like the light blue that they have on their jumpers. It is my first Melbourne jumper for AFLW. It is on the back. Actually, the iSelect logo on the front there. That is sublimated, right? Everything's sublimated?
Yeah. There's no heat press.
That's pretty cool. And you can turn around. So as you can see, it is number 50. That is also sublimated. Number 50 is a pretty common number for Cotton On as being their sample number or their prototype number. Not prototype because it's basically just sample. It's basically given to the club to use for media shoots, photo shoots and things like that, but not to use the jumpers that they end up wearing for the season. So you'll find there will be quite a few of those number 50s, and I actually had a few recently as well with the Sydney Swans and GWS jumpers that I showed. So that is a sample technically. So still a player issue sample because it is exactly the same as what they use in games. You okay? You look like you're ready for something. Before we get to the next one, there is another mail day right over your right shoulder there, the number 15, the blue and red number 15. You don't need to get out of the way. You're actually perfectly fine where you were. That one comes to me from Ant Beams, who
Comes for me from me.
No.
No.
I put up I think I put up a post or a query, a question, asking if anyone wanted to sell any of the 21 or 22 jumpers from the sale, then hit me up because I wouldn't mind one because I actually quite like the 2021 and 2022 Bulldogs jumpers. And Ant is a legend, and he sent me a message and said that he had this jumper that he would sell me for the same price as what was paid for it at the sale, which is great. I do appreciate that. It's it's not a thing that you have to do. No one tells you have to sell something at the price that you paid for it. But Ant is a champion of a man and offered to me that same price. So thank you very much to Ant for that. It's a Taylor DeRay 2021 home jumper, which is absolutely gorgeous. I really do love those jumpers. I don't know what it is. I really don't. I think obviously I like pedigree. Pedigree's always been cool and it always goes well with the Bulldogs. No, I don't like eating pedigree.
I do like pedigree.
I don't know. I just like
Yes,
it.
I do feed him pedigree. Quite. He doesn't realise.
I do like the
Pedigree.
sponsor pedigree being a Western Bulldogs jumper. I think
Got
that's just
it.
kind of cool. It makes sense, right?
Well, it didn't at first, but yes, carry on.
I do like the jumpers. They're really really nice. So thanks to Ant for that. While we're at it,
Oh, Jesus, there's more.
there is another one, another Bulldogs jumper which I got as well. This one's actually a 2022 Clash jumper. The difference being that on that jumper that over M shoulder is that pedigree logo is actually heat pressed onto the jumper,
So is that all?
as is the coin spot. Whereas on the 2022, both the pedigree and the coin spot are sublimated into the jumper. So you would have found in early 2021 there wasn't any sponsors on the back of that jumper. So it took a bit of time to get everything together or get the sponsors together and going again. So that's why they were heat pressed on the 2021 jumpers. But yeah, like I said, I really do like the 2022s, and it's a Hayden Crozier jumper as well. So ex-Freo player, if you remember Hayden.
Does he still play for them though?
Still plays for Dogs, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I haven't really seen him.
He had a bit of an issue. He passed out in the locker rooms last year, one of the earliest games of the season, where he fainted in the locker room and everyone was saying he had a heart problem and this and that. Turns out he just fainted and he came back later on in the year. Didn't play too much, but yeah, he's still in the team. So good to see him back. And thank you for this one from the gentleman I purchased it from. It's been that long, I can't remember. I'm very sorry, but thank you. I do like it. It is gorgeous. I got another two more before we get to the packaging again. This is my first foray into NRL. So I got this one as well.
You just had a moment of like, I must buy that, but you don't know why you bought it.
Pretty much. It was in Gym Kids, so they had them for sale at Gym Kids, and I saw it was player issue. I knew it was player issue because of those marks, those rubber
Yeah.
grip things on the front. I believe it's the same as what some clubs used to do, like the chamois and the rubber grips and stuff. I think Freo actually does the rubber grips still.
Yeah, they do.
So they can wipe their hands. I believe that's the same reason. It does have the GPS pocket, so another reason I knew it was player issue. Doesn't want to focus, but no number on the back, but obviously a spare training player issue for the Sydney Roosters. So there you go, my first foray into NRL, and I have no idea why.
I like the Roosters are sponsored by Steggles.
Mate, can you focus, please? What are you doing? It does not want to focus on me
Do you
at
want me
all.
to tap it again?
Just give us a wee moment while Em all right, there you go. Don't know what happened there. But yeah, right. It is also sponsored by Steggles, which is genius, really. So just like the Western Bulldogs having pedigree, you got the Sydney Roosters having Steggles. So it's kind of cool. I like that. See you later. Don't know whether I'll ever bring that out again. Em,
Hello.
last one. This one we did because, well, a couple of reasons. One is I really love the jumper, and I've always said if it went anywhere, it was going into my hands first. Two, it's a great player. And three, is to help my nephew out. Why? Because
His dog
my
is a
nephew's
massive nutcase.
stupid-ass dog. So Josh, most listeners of the audio show and has followed on with the auctions will know who Josh is. Josh Ludlow, good man. He was an original guest host with me on the show, or co-host with me on the show, the audio shows. And he's unfortunately not been able to join us on the shows because he does live quite some way away. But we'll hopefully get him back in and do a couple of shows here and there. If you want to see his head on camera, it is a sight to see.
If anyone's watched Stranger Things, he looks like Eddie Munson.
Yeah,
We can put the video up of him
we will.
walking towards me when he got me a coffee that time, and he was like,
We will. We'll put that up.
it's a dirty
It's
mustache.
filth. It is filth. There's
And
no way to put it.
Doesn't look like he's washed his hair in about 3 months.
No, I would suggest he hasn't
Yeah.
because I'm sure it smells that long as well. But anyway, we're helping him out because his dumbass dog has done his her ACL, twice. So not twice the same leg though. A couple of years ago, she did her left leg, and now she's done a right leg, and so she's had to have surgery. Turns out she's actually done an MCL as well.
Yeah, it's bloody expensive.
Yeah, $5,000, and that surgery was last week, so I haven't actually checked in on him since then. But I have to help him out and get a little bit of money, so I offered to buy said jumper that I always said would have to come my way if he wanted to get rid of it, and now I own it.
He reckons he's going to pay you back for it though, and he's going to get it off you again.
Yeah, so in saying that, it'll be with me forever because that'll never happen. Truth be told, I know him. I know very well what his spending habits are, and they're not the greatest. So it's going to live with me forever, I think. And I don't think he'll be too upset with that because he'll know where
at least he knows where it is, yeah.
There it is. It is the 2018, I think. Yeah, I think it's 2018. One for all. So they basically just did a call out to members who wanted to be on the jumper to get their name on there and pay for that. Your name would be on there. You could get a retail version of it, but they did wear this in-game. And this one happens to be from Charlie Cameron. So if you're following along with my AFL Guernsey page on Facebook, you will have seen this. But if you do not, then this is your first look at it. So stoked to have that. Have anything Charlie Cameron is fantastic. Have that particular design, it's even better because it looks amazing. And we got 3 more packages to actually open this time. Are you ready for this? Now I will remember what this one is because I saw the name on the back. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Love watching it fly in one camera and then straight to the other one.
Oh, these bags are thick.
The annoying thing about this is it came express post. So the legend
sit there for 3 weeks.
It did me a favor and sent it express post because I'm a terrible waiter. I hate waiting. And then it sat there waiting to be open for weeks till we actually do the show. And I restrained myself. I can't believe it. Em's actually struggling with this package. We have still yet to bring a pair of scissors into the cave with us. She's in. She's got it. And there goes the packaging. Oh, it's still got the tag. I didn't even know that. There you go. All right. So, obviously, it's a Hawthorn Hawks jumper. Yep, pretty standard poos and wees. Pretty standard. I get they don't change a lot. The material changed a little bit. They've always been with that. Well, they've been with Adidas for a long time, but the material changed a little bit over the last few years. But that was about the extent of the change. The only real change is the back. So M can turn it around, and on the top of there, if you want to pull it down a little bit, you can see the KFC heat press logo. It's when they obviously started doing the logos above the numbers when COVID hit, trying to get a little bit of extra money through the club. A lot of clubs started heat pressing these sponsors onto the jumpers, and then they started doing sublimated. And M's found something.
I was just looking at the thing. I was just wondering if that would be annoying, but it's actually quite
smooth.
Smooth, yeah. I thought it would be rough. I was like, oh, that'd be really annoying on your neck, but it's really smooth.
So what are you talking about, Em?
The Velcro for the... Is it the Velcro?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that the cover it looked scratchy.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it
Like,
does.
it almost looks scratchy, and I was like, "Oh," but then it's soft.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's soft.
Do you ever just feel your leather? So this one was a 2021 Jaeger O'Meara home jumper. And I just wanted a Jaeger O'Meara because now he's at Freo. So
If it was a Chad Wingard, I'd
burn it.
Yeah.
Nicely.
nicely.
Thank you to Jacqueline for selling me that one. Yeah, happy. Thank you. M's disappearing for some reason. Nice, it's ready to catch. Now, there's only one more thing we want to open right now because there's another package, but the package is going to be open later for a reason because there's going to be a question that kind of brings up this. And so I put this one aside thinking, oh, I hope this is the one. Turns out it is. But I've got this because I think it's just interesting to see what is in people's member packs. So we're obviously 2023 Freo Dockers members. So we're going to open. I love that. So Siri's heard me say something about Freo Dockers membership, and she said she's found this on the web, and it says the future is here. She doesn't even understand her own answer. Thank you, Siri. So we're going to open up this membership package so you can see. What are you doing? It's cheating. We're going to open up this membership package so you can see what the Freo Dockers give members in their member pack.
Sweet fuck. No, I'm
I
joking.
beg your pardon.
Very nice stuff. I actually like this year.
The last couple of years has been a little bit
Shite.
lean because,
Shite.
well, to be fair, they're trying to save a little money because of COVID.
SHIT.
They were trying to save a bit of money. So it's fair enough that some of the stuff didn't, it wasn't the greatest package that you could open. Em's just wait, mate. Em's just gone ahead. So we'll just jump over here so she can show you what actually came in. The packaging's gone. Things were a little bit lean over the last couple of years. We basically got a voucher. That was pretty much all we got, was just a voucher to go and use at the store, which is fine. That's great, actually, because we got to choose whatever we wanted. I thought that was pretty
You
cool.
used my voucher.
I did use a voucher, yes. So, there you go. We've got stickers. I'm sure everybody else gets stickers as well. Thank you for the stickers. And then we got a rather nice beanie and a pin. Member's pin. Is that it? Didn't get a pen this year?
No.
Oh.
Thank God for that. Do you know how many pens we have in the top of the cupboard?
Yeah, there's quite a few pens.
Too many.
There's a few pens up there. So that is the Freo Dockers membership pack. And that, my friend, is mail day. Where are we now, Em? I believe we're up to our next segment. And no, as I say, one of our favourites. However, we're still not quite there yet.
Where are we?
We are at new jumpers for 2023. So there's only 3 that we want to talk about at the moment. Em's got her trusty phone, which I have sent her the photos of so she can follow along. While she's looking for that, we'll chuck up the first one, which is Geelong Cats. The Geelong Cats, as you can see, have now got the gold premiership badge, which is common with premiership winners. Since 2008, they have a gold badge on their jumper, just indicating that they are the premiers. Now, it's kind of boring. You okay? There's no point in me changing the camera because they're looking at the jumpers right now.
Carry on.
Carry on, my wayward son. It's kind of boring. It kind of just looks like a faded logo, especially on the Geelong blue and white stripes. It just kind of looks a little bit lost. I kind of think that they should do a little bit more. I don't know if they should make that logo a bit brighter or they should add a little premiership cup above it. I kind of like the idea of that. I know you'll see with some soccer teams, they'll have, especially international teams, the ones that win the World Cup especially, will have a little star above their logo indicating how many times they've won the World Cup. It'd be kind of cool to have that on the Premier's jumper, I think. I don't know if you have Premiership Cups all the way around the circle, maybe. I don't know. Something to give it a little bit more, I think. It's just I wouldn't say it's outdated, but it is a little bit outdated, I think, now. What do you think, Em?
Yeah, it's just kind of meh.
Kind of meh?
Meh.
One other thing is the Ford logo on front no longer has the circle badge around it. So I don't believe it's ever happened before where they've had the Ford logo by itself, just the wording, no circle badge kind of logo. So this is a first, I believe.
That looks okay.
Yeah, I quite like it.
Yeah, that looks nice, especially on the blue,
Yeah.
navy blue, whatever you want to call it.
I don't even know what color it is. It's just
Navy blue.
blue.
Yeah, navy blue.
A faded blue to me. West Coast. So we all know that they've changed their jumpers over to New Balance. And we do know that New Balance quite often have change out their logo, or they allow the clubs to change out the logo to make a little bit more cash underneath the collar there. So they've done that, and they've gone with Caltex. And I actually don't mind it. I know a lot of people looked at it and just went, bleh, looks terrible. But I actually don't mind it. I think it suits, it looks all right, and gives it something.
I don't mind the Caltex. It's not that I'm like frowning at it. Just the V'd part could come in a bit more. It's sort of cut off here. It's very like a big gap here. It's kind of just cut off there. It looks weird. I feel like the blue or yellow on whatever one you're looking at should come more in and have more of a skinnier gap to the middle maybe, or V off. But yeah, it's just like so far away.
Interesting thought. I've just got to quickly have a look while you say that. Let's quickly have a look at the 2015 jumpers that they did. We pulled out the grand final one a few shows ago. Similar, I think, to what you're talking about. But, however, a lot of people didn't like the 2015 because the wings were so small.
So yeah, see, the wings are too small, but they've pulled these ones down to here, but they're very skinny. They sit obviously almost like here. They should be a bit more in, I reckon. They should come where they're like...
Is that how an eagle wing sit on? Is they sit that close on the chest? Might have to have a look at that. We'll put a picture of an eagle.
No, eagles obviously, yeah, that is how an eagle sits. But yeah, I just feel like they need to bring them a bit more in the like pec muscle sort of area instead of being so far. It feels very gappy there.
Fair enough. The only thing I really didn't like about the 2015, 2016, 2014 Eagles jumpers was their sponsor logos were so close together. It looked ridiculous. So I don't mind these. They still got the chicken, unfortunately. But I don't mind it. I really do actually like the Caltex logo. I think it just gives it a little something.
Doesn't bother me at all, no.
Gives it a little something. I don't mind it. I think it looks kind of cool.
I don't mind the logo.
The only other one we have for you is Adelaide. There's, as you can see, there's really nothing that they've changed. The only thing that they have changed is on the collar. So the collar on the inside of the home jumper, they've removed the double we fly as one. Don't really understand why they had two.
Just to remind you.
They've changed it so it's just a single strip of it. And however, on the red Clash jumper, it still has the double. So not sure what happened there. Maybe they didn't change the Clash at all. They just left it. Just reused. Well, they didn't reuse because they sold a bunch. But I don't know. Maybe they made extra. Not too sure. But they didn't really change much of anything. We still haven't seen anything with Collingwood. However, there are some pictures out there. We'll actually chuck up the pictures now of some of the players wearing the new jumpers. So Collingwood jumper really doesn't look any different. You see with Tom Mitchell wearing it, looks the same. I could be wrong. If anyone wants to point out any sort of subtle differences they may have made. We also haven't really seen anything for Melbourne, except for the IG logo, which you can see there in the middle of Brody Grundy's collar. It's really no different. That Zurich logo actually looks heat pressed, but probably isn't. It's probably just the colour of it. And we also haven't seen anything for Sydney. It's a little bit surprising. Sydney don't usually change too much, so fair chance they probably won't change anything again this year. And just running through some of those pictures of new players wearing stuff for their new club, I actually don't mind that Western Bulldogs jumper because I hated that little weird bib they had at the top of the collar. It just looked really odd. So I have just the full white collar. I think looks pretty decent.
Couldn't have picked a different player.
Well, I mean, he's the new player for the Bulldogs, so. And then you got Jason Horn-Francis, who is wearing the port jumper, and the only real difference I can see, if it is a difference, I'm not certain of that, is the collar looks massive.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's very thick. I'm not too sure. Again, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but it is huge.
Circles a lot too.
Mm.
Yeah.
If they had that last year, I apologize, but I don't remember seeing it. But it's massive. And I don't mind the Freo orange bank waist. A lot of people don't like it.
I like the orange. I don't like the size of it.
Yeah.
It's a bit out of proportion.
A little bit. It'll be like the red. When in 2015, when they got Woodside changed their logo to red, everyone hated it. And then very quickly we got used to it and it became a part of the jumper.
I don't mind the orange. I just don't like that it's so... It sits in the middle.
Just about.
It needs to be slightly smaller and slightly over. But yeah, I don't like that at all.
I definitely like the new nib logo on the Richmond jumpers, and the Brisbane jumpers are just a massive win to me. Caltex looks great, and the Macca's logo I think looks fantastic. So that is a look at some of the new jumpers for next year. Still a few to come through, but yeah. Our second last segment of the day is viewer questions. What do you got for us?
Absolutely nothing, because I've closed my phone.
Good job, Em. All right, she's good to go.
Are you ready?
Question number one.
Number one, from Scott Hall.
Scott Hall.
Facebook. Are you willing to get an American Nightmare tattoo? And can you get me a Cody autograph, I'm assuming?
Yeah. So what he's talking about there is Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I know
the
that.
American Nightmare Cody Rhodes.
No, he will not be getting a tattoo because Cody Rhodes has put a neck tattoo on his chest and a chest tattoo on his neck.
I put up the picture so people know what we're talking about, but it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yes. So he's got this really small dream tattoo on his chest, which is probably more of a neck tattoo. And then he's got this thing on the side of his neck, which is a chest tattoo. The man's cooked.
It's a little bit cooked, but
no,
to be fair, the reason he has that tattoo on his chest
is because his dad is the American dream.
And?
He's the American Nightmare?
His dad is the American dream, and it's on his chest, on his heart. Because his father has passed away, so he's always in his heart.
Very nice. He has 2 pec muscles, and he could have put that.
You're right. No, I will not be getting an American Nightmare tattoo. I don't mind Cody. I do hope to meet him. No, wait, we've already met him. So
I've met him and Brandy before.
Yeah. We have met him. He was really cool.
We
and
do
I
have
did
a
get
signature
autograph.
on his thing, yeah.
Yes, I have an
belt.
NWA World Championship belt that he actually signed for me. So I'll chuck that up and you can have a look at that too.
If anything, Aaron would get a Stone Cold Steve Austin tattoo.
That is very true. I absolutely would. I actually would get him to sign me and I would go get that tattooed.
He'd do the full, like, can you sign my boobies? I love you, Stone Cold.
Potentially. I think I would cry, to be honest.
You would. He cried when Hulk Hogan came out last time.
Hang on. Let's not tell everybody that. But it's just right. I did.
I cried watching the Disney show.
What Disney show?
I didn't cry when you proposed to me, but then we went to Disneyland, Disney World, and the
fireworks.
The fireworks show, and there's songs and everything, and he turns over and he's like, what the you don't cry when I propose to you, but you cry for the Disney show.
Yeah, I literally proposed to her at Disneyland a week before maybe, and nothing. No tears, no nothing.
I laughed.
She laughed and pulled away from me. Oh, that was hilarious. But yeah, we get to Walt Disney World and we're sitting there watching the show, and it was really cool. The castle looked really cool, and it was a good moment. And then I look over and she's just bawling like a baby.
Dream.
Yeah. Well, the dream should have been Disneyland, but apparently it's Disney World. No,
the dream was to see the castle, and Disneyland didn't have the castle at the time. The castle was under construction, so I didn't get to see the castle. So I saw the castle in Disney World.
All right, that's fair.
Anyway, no, he will not be getting a tattoo, and we'll think about it.
We'll see. I would like to see him again, but if you have to pay for it, or if we have to wait 2 hours like we did for Alexa Bliss, that ain't happening. Next question.
From Blake Cook. Will there ever be a mystery lotto?
Look, you've asked me so many damn times, and I know you're just trying to do it to get under my goddamn skin. No, there will not be a full locker mystery lotto. That ain't happening. I will potentially organise a locker where I'll put a bunch of jumpers in that locker and we'll do a mystery lotto for that. But I will be in control of what's actually going to be in there because you ain't just going to get willy-nilly whatever comes up, all right? So calm down, Blake. It ain't happening. But we'll work something out as far as a mystery locker lotto. That's really hard to say.
Don't you speak to my hat boyfriend like that?
Screw you, Blake. But thank you for your question. We need more of them. Next
Screw
question.
you, Blake, but we love you. From Brett, is it Attrill?
Attrill.
Okay. A discussion on when Seacom stopped producing Guernseys before Adidas, Puma, Nike, etc. took over for the clubs.
Well, I mean, Seacom made most, if not all, jumpers in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, and so on. Freo, they stopped making them after 97. So 97 was the last year that Freo had Seacom jumpers made. But a lot of other clubs were kind of mixed match. They had stopped them and moved on to Puma, like Hawthorn did in 96. Thank you for the information for there, Brett. So, yeah, it's an interesting one because sometimes even the clubs, Seacom would still make the jumpers and then have other clubs put their manufacturer's logo on them. So it depends who paid what. But as of 97, Freo didn't have the logos on the away jumper or on the home jumper. Can't remember. Either way. But one of the jumpers, they had the logo sitting somewhere, but the other jumper, they didn't. And then 98, they moved to Adidas. And then from there, Seacom was gone until Freo actually made their own jumpers in 2004. Which is really weird. They made them in-house with a little supplier, but really, really small. Concept Sports, I believe, were the name of them at the time. So they didn't have Concept Sports on it, but they just didn't have any manufacturer's logos. But yeah, so Seacom did a great job. I think the clubs just wanted to move to different material to keep up with the times, and Seacom just weren't there yet. So there's not a huge discussion about them because everybody made their own decision, and I guess we'll have to collate when everybody moved away from Seacom so he can give you a proper answer there. But yeah, it was sad to see Seacom go because it did such a great job. I don't think they could really keep up with the demands of the manufacturing the retails either. So selling the retails, they probably didn't make as much money as they could have. They are a very local group, so they're actually based in Bayswater, WA. So yeah, they just couldn't keep up with the demands of AFL footy and how much the retail market was moving. So sad, but they are still around and they're back, and they made some great West Coast jumpers before West Coast screwed them over. Went to New Balance, so they sent a big you to Seacom, to West Coast, and just focused all their attention on Freo. So enjoy New Balance, West Coast, but I'm sure you will. They're actually a great company. So thanks, Brett. We will look more into that answer for you and give you a proper rundown of who left, which club left when to move on to a different supplier. Thank you, Brett. Sorry I don't have an answer for you right now. Em.
This one's from your sister.
My sister.
Your sister.
Oh, no.
Christy.
Did you watch the show?
No, I think she just sees you post and then just asks her. From Christy Ludlow, Josh's mum. Can I have that couch in your man cave?
Oh, I went the wrong way there.
No.
She wants my couch.
Mind you, you've seen what Josh does to her couches.
Yeah. Oh, I've got to put that video up.
We'll put that video up.
After seeing what Josh does to your couches, sister,
No.
I can see why you want them. And the answer is no. You cannot have my couch.
The video we're about to show you or put up for you, it is Josh's 21st, and he was munted before we got there. Absolutely munted.
We all showed up as a surprise. So he lives 2 hours away, and we knew that he didn't have anyone there because all of his friends were here and he was there. So we got in the car, myself and Em, Mum, Dad, so his granddad and Nana. We all jumped down the car and went to surprise him. to say happy birthday. It was his 21st. It's a big deal. And by the time we got there, he was smashed. And it was probably lunchtime by the time we got there. So it was entertaining from the very get-go. He passed out pretty early, too.
Yeah. His chair fell over and then it was all downhill from there and I started filming and he was just hurling abuse at the both of us like, get me out. And I was...
Yeah. It's up straight.
Emma! Shh! Come buddy. No!
You broke your mother's chair. You're in deep shit.
It's
Now,
Ed's fault. I can see I'm in short.
get up right now.
I saw Ed's dick hole. Alright, get up right now, man. Ed.
That's enough.
You're
Out.
you're so
Your
strong.
friends are out there.
No.
Thanks, Nan.
You're so strong and tough.
Thanks, Nan.
Thanks, Nano.
Get out there.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a good time. But yeah, no, you can't have it. It's mine.
Because you'll break it.
Hands off.
Dave Causey, said, Happy New Year's, guys. Question for the cave session. When will Erin and Em take the cave sessions on the road and visit other caves, or at least maybe film a session and interview and add it to the video at editing?
Okay, so thank you for your question. And I know we did bring it up earlier on in the episodes that we wanted to do cave sessions on the road. That is still a thing. The only issue we have is there's got to be enough caves in WA for us to get to easily. And then we want to do caves around Australia. There's an issue there. We can't afford it.
We're broke.
Especially the fact we're going to America in about 8.5 weeks. Tick, tick, tick. So we can't get to everywhere we want to go to over east. If you want to help us get there and come over and record your cave, and we'll do a bunch of them while we're over there, and we'll put them all together and do one big giant show, or we'll do one every episode. We'll chuck in a what's on the road. Did I say what's on the road? What were we calling it? Cave sessions on the road. We'll do a cave sessions on the road for each person who wants to get their show, a cave on the show. That'll be great. But we do have a trailer for you right now from one that we actually did record when we were planning to do the show. It was just one small issue when we did it. There was
We didn't
no
test
audio.
the audio.
So I got this new camera and I got a new microphone for it. And I thought, all right, this is going to be great. Didn't test it at all. Just expected it to work. Got home after being happy with what we did. Thought this is
Nothing.
going to be great. No audio at all.
Nothing.
However, we do have the B-roll that Em shot and a little bit of stuff from me. So I put together a very short trailer. We will go back and see Clint. So it is the GWS Cave Collection. We'll go back and see Clint at some point and finish that. And we'll redo the interviews and have it done properly. But this is a little trailer for you. I hope you enjoy. This is a little taste of what is to come with cave sessions on the road.
Well, there's a big, big sound from the west of the town. It's the sound of the mighty giants. Feel the ground is shaking. The other teams are quaking in their boots before the giants. We take the longest strides and the highest leap. We're stronger than the rest. We're the greater Western Sydney Giants. We're the biggest and the best. And we will never surrender. We'll fight until the end. We're greater than the rest. Sound from the west of the town. It's the sound of the mighty giants. Feel the ground is shaking. The other teams are quaking in their boots before the giants. We take the longest strides and the highest leap. We're stronger than the rest. We're the greater Western Sydney Giants. We're the biggest and the best. And we will never surrender. We'll fight until the end. We're greater than the rest.
M.
Mhm.
Hope you enjoyed the video. I did.
Oh yeah, it was lovely watching it from the back of the screen.
Next question.
Alex Scott, do you have a WWE Hall of Fame ring?
I don't, Alex, and I know it's the second time you've asked me that question, and I've forgotten to answer it before, but I don't have one. I know that you can get them. I know they did have it with the, I want to say 2K19, 18 or 19, might have been 19, Ric Flair version or Woo version of the 2K19 game. They had a Ric Flair WWE Hall of Fame ring, and a little bit annoyed I didn't get that, but I know I can get one, and they're fairly easy to get. You can get them throughout all years, so that is one that I'm yet to get, but I will have my hands on one. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate your question. M.
This one's from Blake. But it's not for you.
Oh.
It's for
Okay,
me.
we'll just go. Do you want, hang on. Give me. I get to ask the question. Emma.
Hello.
Question for you.
Emma. How dare you? It does not say Emma.
No, I'm saying Emma, thank you. Emma.
Erin.
From Blake Cook on Facebook.
My boyfriend.
M. What would you take out of the house jumper-wise if this so-called fire happens? He really wants this fire to burn our
He
house
does,
down.
yeah. I'm a bit worried. He's not come down here anytime soon, is he?
This dose, yes, he wrote dose, this dose not count for your Christmas Yoda one. So those are on the Christmas episode, saw the M get the Grogu Christmas jumper and love it. But he wants to know, what jumper would you take out of the cave if the cave was burning down?
Jumper or jumpers?
Well, he said, what would you take out of the house jumper wise? So, okay, let's say you grab an armful, and we all know from the sale, you can hold a fair armful. But so if there's a couple that you would take or a handful you would take, what would you take?
I would probably go for everything at the top of this cupboard that's the oldest. Because it's harder to replace. So if there was a fire, I would literally run in here. If I had seconds, I'd run in here, open that, just grab as much of the top rack as I can and bolt.
That is a great answer. I don't think I've ever been that precise with any of my answers, but yeah, great answer. And I'm happy with that because she's saving a lot of really good jumpers. Great answer. Thanks, Em. Thank you, Blake, for asking that question. I now know in future, if a fire ever happens, what I will then be able to go for. So not that top rack because she'll get that. So I guess that's a hard one. I don't know what I'd go for then. Anyway, next question, Em.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Your question's done.
That's it.
All right. Please don't forget to ask your viewer questions. If you'd like to have your questions answered on the next episode, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well while you're at it.
It doesn't have to be football related. You can ask Aaron what his shampooing routine is or something. We don't care.
No, literally ask us anything. I don't care what it is. There are no limits, but there are some limits.
What is your shampooing routine?
As little as possible. If it gets itchy, I'll wash it.
Are we still talking about your hair?
Which hair are we talking about?
Oh my god.
Emma, before this gets a little bit too crazy, we're into our final segment.
Mhm.
Forgot even what it was there. Final segment, and that is what's in the cave. Let's jump over to the wheel. There it is. What a pretty wheel. I almost feel like spinning it, seeing what happens, and if it's another Frio jumper, spinning it again. What do you reckon?
And if it's another one after that?
Well, we'll
I'm
just keep
spinning it
going.
again.
We'll see what happens.
How about we go from here? Number 1 from here.
Okay, that's that. Friggin' good idea. All right, genius. All right, so number 1, Em is going to go. We're going to pull out jumper. It depends what the number is,
Yeah.
obviously. But if it's a number that's less than 300, we're going to start from the third cabinet, just to give us a little bit of variety and not be a Frio jumper every single time we do this. So, now that we haven't lost half of our viewers who don't want to see another Frio jumper, let's spin the wheel. What number, Em?
101?
I'm going to go with 75.
Boring.
It is a bit boring, isn't it? It's probably still going to be another free jumper. Oh, shit. All right, we'll be fast forwarding this one. So, you might as well just start from the first cabinet.
Fuck off.
You'll be starting from the first cabinet and you'll be counting to 369. So, we will be a while. Lucky for you is I have a fast forward button. Unlucky for Em, she's going to count to 369.
Bloody fast forward. Can you not be on my camera right now? You on your camera?
We're on both of our cameras,
Can
thank you.
you get off my camera?
No. Sure.
Because my shorts are up my bum a bit.
All right.
I don't think anyone needs.
While Em's looking for that and her butthole is sticking out, we'll be back very soon. Thank you. Hang in there. 369. Finally, we got over the number right for us. That was still the Hang on, mate. 97. Have lost my jumper there. What's the topic? That's it. What? We are 2 cabinets in, and M is up to 180. So less than halfway there. We'll be back. What? I can't see. Quite nice. I mean, anyway. Yes. Huh? Yes, got it. Oh, shit. Just grab it from him. Doesn't matter. What? Yeah. So wait. Okay, we're back. It's taken a fair while. I'd say about 9 minutes to get to 369. And we did cheat. We then went to 370. However, we are still going to talk about 369. Em's happy about this.
Just can't believe it.
It is still technically a Frio jumper, but we'll show you. And what is number 369 in the cupboard?
It's Milo's football jumper.
It is Milo's footy jumper. And it is
I
reversible.
was just about to say it's reversible.
It's reversible. So this is game worn. This is a match worn Milo Warwick footy jumper. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There is still hairs on it.
It's just. I couldn't believe it when I counted it. I thought you were joking.
I actually have a picture of Em wearing this. Sorry.
Round what? 1 foot.
I have a picture of Milo wearing this jumper round 1, 2020. And she was watching the game. So and this is reversible, so she was wearing the Clash side of it. Em, do you want to just turn it inside out while we're here? And you can see. So Milo was wearing this jumper while watching the game, and her favourite player at the time, Ken McCarthy, was lining up for goal. And she was sitting there watching, oh so cutely, wearing her jumper, joining in with her favourite team. There it is. So very cute, but there's not a lot we can say about it. So we've moved on and we've grabbed 370. So 370 was in the next cupboard. So Emma has grabbed that out as well. So we can have, I don't even know what it is. I haven't seen it yet, but we'll have a look at that one shortly once Em figures out how to get the coat hanger inside Milo's jumper. Thanks for that. That was very cute. Em, what is jumper number 370? Oh, it's not a jumper. Hello. This is cool. All right. It's huge. So the issue is you can't get a lot of it in the screen. So pull back. Okay, there you go. That's good. Down a bit. Yeah, there you go. All right. So this year, I'm going to go with 2018, 2019. I can't remember. Can you just show me the name on the back? Because I actually don't remember his name. Okay, Patrick McCaw. So Patrick McCaw actually played for Golden State Warriors. It's where he got his, I guess I'm going to say name from, but he then went to Cleveland, and I think he played 1 or 2 games, and then he was shipped out of the league and hasn't come back. So it wasn't great for him. It was great for me, however, because these jerseys, as I said before, are very expensive. So this one, being a player issue, could be game 1, I can't remember, of Patrick McCaw from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Very long. So it's a 44, which means I believe it is a medium, technically. But NBA players are very tall. So they have extra length attached to them. So M can show you right up to the camera the size tag on the very bottom. So go right up. You can show, you can show the camera. So it has the 44, which they use numbers over in America rather than sizing. So you got 44, and on the right-hand side there, you can see length plus 4. So what that means is the length of the 44, and then an extra 4 inches on the bottom, so the length of the players. So it'll cover them, and they obviously do like to wear them long. And also on the bottom there, you just skipped over there real quick, but on the bottom left of that size tag, you can see a little, an extra tag. And that one's got CLE and some numbers in there as well. If you hold it right up, you can actually see what it says. And it says every player, every game. And then you got CLEE 05452. What is that, you want to ask? That is the authentication number. So you can go into a database that MyGray actually have, which MyGray are, as I mentioned before, basically the overseer, the be-all, end-all of NBA memorabilia. If you want to get something that you want to find out if it's real or not, legit, it has that serial tag on it. They've actually put it on there. That authenticates it as being a real game issue or player issue jersey. And you can go on to their website, the database, and you can put those numbers in and see what it comes up with. If it's authenticated into their database as being a certain jersey they've worn at a certain time, you'll see all the information in there of that particular game and jersey, which is super cool. Unfortunately, for a lot of the jerseys in the early days, it didn't happen. They didn't put them in the database. So there's a hell of a lot of jerseys out there which are still game used and game worn, but just not authenticated in that database. So that's a little frustrating because they have this system there, which is great, and it can be, and they certainly use it for jerseys that go for a shitload of money on that NBAauctions.com website. Cool, fantastic. But some of these cheaper ones, which they actually do get made up. So essentially they have blanks at the clubs, and then they put all the numbers and stuff, and then they use the serial tag to put on there as well when they actually make the jumper out for the jersey. Sorry, the jersey out for the player. That wasn't English. There's one more thing on there, Em, and I want you to show. This is another thing that's only on the player issue jerseys. Is on the top of the back there. There's a little logo top back, Em. There's a little logo only on the player jerseys, and that is a little number 1 for the Cleveland team, and that is because they have won 1 championship. So this is kind of what I was talking about with the gold logo for the AFL. I would love to see something like that on a footy jumper. So there are teams out there like the Celtics and the Lakers who have the number 16 because they've won 16 championships. So yeah, that is only on the player jerseys. That is a really cool little feature. I don't know. Can you have a look in the inside of that jersey? There are often also, most of the time, it's the better players, the players that they're more interested in, the media are more interested in. There will be a black microphone pouch.
Where am I looking?
On the inside, on the side.
Top?
Like in the middle. No. So I'll throw up a picture of what I'm talking about. The reason that this one won't have it is because I said it's a Patrick McCaw. He wasn't there very long. The media doesn't really want to talk to him. So they generally will put a microphone in that little pouch so they can keep track of the conversations that player has during the game, and they can put up the conversations as the wired, as what they call it, so they can listen to them on the court, and it's entertaining stuff. I quite like it. It's pretty cool. They don't really do it at the AFL. I think they've kind of dabbled in it a little bit, but they haven't really gone full in on it. But it's a cool little feature. You'll see often in timeout breaks and things like that, you'll see him in talking to people at the huddles and things, and it's just cool. You can find out some little tidbits of stuff, of information that you wouldn't normally see. So, cool. So that is what is in the cave today. It's the first time we haven't had a Freo jumper, even though we did. But I think it's really cool to show something a little bit different, and I think that was a good one. Thanks, Sam. And we have actually forgotten a few questions. So I know that was our last segment technically, but we got a few questions that were asked to us last week when we attempted to do this show. So we need to answer those as well. So we're going to finish it off with a couple more questions. Em's got them, and I've got one more as well when we finish those two. Em, what is the first question?
Matt Harvey
Mhm.
said, besides collecting all 2023 Freo jumpers and the remaining needed on your list, do you have any other collecting goals for this year?
I wouldn't say I have an outright goal, but I would like to narrow down or get my list of needs down for NBA jerseys a bit more. But as I keep saying, they're very expensive. So $500 average for a jersey is going to make it pretty hard. I've got 12, so I need 18 more. So 18 jerseys at $500 a pop. It's not going to be cheap. So really, my goal for that is just to narrow that down a bit more. Doesn't have to be anyone special. Really, I'm just collecting the team, not the player. Obviously, I'd love to get LeBrons and things like that, but not for his price tag. It's not like AFL, unfortunately, where your top AFL player will go for $2-3 grand. Your top top NBA player is going to go for 50-60 grand. So that ain't happening. So yeah, NBA would like to get down a bit more, and I would like to have every one jumper of every AFLW club in the collection, which is why I've got a few more of those recently. But yeah, that's probably about it. Probably thin out some of the lesser like players in the other clubs as well and upgrade. So I'd like to keep the designs and just maybe upgrade some of the players and just keep the better players rather than having so many of jumpers that the players I don't really give a hoot about. So that's probably it, I reckon. I don't want to try and aim for too much this year because it's going to be expensive first 4 months. So thanks, Matt, for that. Em, what is the next one?
Ben Stibbs wants to know, are you on your way to pick up the cracky for tonight's episode?
So he asked this question when we put out the question for when we asked originally, we were supposed to do this episode a week and a half ago, and I forgot to ask 4 questions, and I said quick, people chuck me some questions so we have something for the show. And he said, well, are you on your way to pick up the cracky for the episode? Great question. I was not. And Cracky, I don't know what your name is, but Cracky, we'll have to do an interview with you. So get in contact with me, send me a message or something, and we will do an interview somewhere that is not here. I'm sorry, but you're not coming here. Thank you for enjoying the show. But I look forward to that. We will definitely do an interview with the Cracky at some point. Thank you, Ben. No, I was not on my way to pick up the Cracky. We have one more question, and it comes from a legend as well. I mean, you're all legends. So let's not be rude here. But Martin Davis is a very good man. He's a trainer at West Coast. He's just a good bloke. As jumpers become more and more sought after, do you expect to see an increase into niche items like runners, runner uniforms, warm-up gear, team bags, or even physio doctor vests as people try and still collect game used but without paying the prices that jumpers are reaching, even for entry-level items? Great question. It's an interesting one, and it's actually perfect timing because my last mail day could be, as long as it's in here.
God, our segments are all over the place today.
Yeah. It could be something along that very question. Em, do you want to open up this mail day? Ready? Out of view of the camera when you call it. So thank you for your question, Martin. You're a good bloke. As we open this package, I'll answer the question as we go. I think.
Well, that got me absolutely nowhere.
Well done. I think as it becomes more expensive, people will maybe start to look at these little niche things as something they can collect from their club. But I don't ever see them really fetching too much value. And as it so happens, the thing that I picked up, I only picked it up because I thought it was cool from the era that it was from. And it cost me $60. But if it was any more than that, there's no way in hell I would have bought it. So no, I can't really see it becoming too much of a thing purely because if it's the same cost as a jumper, people are going to go towards jumpers before they're ever going to go towards doctors or physio items. It's just the way it is because they're not there to watch those people. They're there to watch their favorite players. So it makes sense that they would be buying or spending more money on those jumpers rather than the niche items. However, there'll be some collectors out there who have a lot of those jumpers already and are like, oh, let's get some cool niche stuff in. So there'll be a little market, but it's not going to be an expensive or a very large market. But, what is our last mail day item for today?
This brings back some memories.
Oh, okay. Hope it's what I thought it was. God damn, that is bright. It's, wow, that is a very, very bright shirt. So I haven't been able to nail down as to what year it's from, but it's got to be somewhere in the mid-2000s, I think. It's got a Powerade logo on there, which is pretty cool. It's got the number 11 and the original Dockers logo. Turn it around for us real quick as well. There you go. Nice big Fremantle number 11 Powerade on there as well, and it's bright green, I think. Bright lime.
Lime-ish.
Yeah.
High vis.
Yeah, high vis, very high vis. So this is a runner's shirt. My camera is so out of focus today. I don't know what's going on, but anyway. It was a runner's shirt from the mid-2000s for Freo. And like I said, it's just a niche thing that's come up, and I've never seen one before. So that's cool in itself that it's very rare. But does it make it valuable? Probably not. Just cool to have. That's really it. That's it. We are done for the day, which is good because it is 10:30 and you look like you're about to fall asleep.
Early for us.
It is.
For us.
For us.
We didn't really get any sleep last night because the wind was so bad.
That's right. And we got broken into and made things even worse. But anyway, we're done. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget, hats. We have 10 of these guys, or 5 of these ones, and 5 of the Cave Sessions caps left. And we have about 9 shirts as well available. So $30 for the caps, 20, I think I said, for the shirts. Screw it, $20 each for the shirts delivered. So if you would like a shirt or a hat, let me know. We can sign them for you if you want, but we certainly don't have to. You're not obliged to. I wouldn't.
Don't ruin you.
The hats are great. I really enjoy this hat. I'm going to wear it quite often. But thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the show. Everything you do helps us immensely. And thank you for joining me. Episode 11.
Well, episode 11 and a half.
Signing off. Thank you, everybody. Ta-ta. And goodbye.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta. Oh, ta-ta.
Who's this?